Us West Senior Smith, 1,308, a man who had tried his hand in Northeast St. Anne before.
Right.
So 54 of 107 boxes, and the JLP is looking very good in that seat.
Okay, so it's shaping up to be an interesting night, but we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with you in just a moment.
TVJ's Decision 2020. Brought to you by...
Get unlimited local anywhere talk, all the social and YouTube you want, plus data. Here's your new SIM, your same number. Just dial *129 *6 number sign to get your 5-day plan.
Bring your products or services directly to customers. Introducing ShopQmall.com. Business has never been easier. ShopQmall.com.
Shop home and things for big savings. Your construction finishes store. Lowest price guarantee. Get everything you need to live your style and love your home. So much value in store. Top brands for sure. Customer service with a smile. Shop home and things and live your style. Shop home and things for big savings. Your construction finishes store. Make every room a beautiful thing. Live your style at home.
Bank safely with the Community and Workers of Jamaica internet banking or mobile app. Pay your bills, transfer funds, apply for a loan. C&WJ Cooperative Credit Union. Discover the benefits of belonging.
Pavilion Jewelers in the Springs Plaza is your choice for wedding rings, necklaces, watches, and lots more. The time by Pavilion Jewelers in the Springs Plaza is
701.
Every year, you may be throwing away millions on car insurance.
When it comes to saving on car insurance, why get a quote from only one insurer when you can compare 10 with MIBinsure.com? They all claim to save you money, but only MIBinsure.com shows you who actually can.
Save up to 60% or more with MIBinsure.com today. No worries, big savings.
We know this as Timbo.
Onion get chopped.
Tasha.
Pepper get chopped.
Hot it up and spice it up.
Mackerel fritter.
Hendel Mackerel, the taste of quality.
Connect Services is here to solve the connectivity problems of the modern world. Our services are broad-based, solar installation, structured networking, smart building solutions, 24-hour IT technical support services, and more. But they all come with the same promise of quality and professionalism. Contact us today.
What Jamaica needs now is you. From the small crafters to the largest stores across the island. Bring your products or services directly to customers. Introducing ShopQmall.com. Your rent-free online retail space that takes care of all your business needs. Just register at shopqmall.com/seller. Upload your product information and that's it. QBot will take care of the pickup, the delivery, and your payment. Business has never been easier. ShopQmall.com.
2020 high school graduates across Jamaica, be a part of the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information's groundbreaking sixth form pathway program at the University of the Commonwealth Caribbean UCC and benefit from free tuition for 2 years for most programs. Through this sixth form program, high school graduates can transition to grade 12 to earn an associate degree or other vocational certifications after grade 13 through the UCC. Then if you wish, seamlessly complete your UCC bachelor's degree in just 2 more years. Visit ucc.edu.jm for details. Call us at 876-906-3000. UCC, fostering leadership and innovation.
Buy more, save more at Singer during our Frigidaire appliance promotion. Shop now and get up to $5,000 cash back or free gifts when you buy Frigidaire at Singer. Buy a 16 kg washing machine, 30-inch gas or electric stove and refrigerators and get cash back or free gifts of laundry detergent, surge protectors, pump sets, and more. Keep cool with our affordable inverter air conditioners. Your dollars are stronger at Singer. 90 days for cash, 6 months no interest, or 24 months credit. Shop now. Limited time only. Conditions apply.
2020 high school graduates across Jamaica, be a part of the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information's groundbreaking sixth form pathway program at the University of the Commonwealth Caribbean UCC and benefit from free tuition for 2 years for most programs. Through this sixth form program, high school graduates can transition to grade 12 to earn an associate degree or other vocational certifications after grade 13 through the UCC. Then if you wish, seamlessly complete your UCC bachelor's degree in just 2 more years. Visit ucc.edu.jm for details. Call us at 876-906-3000. UCC, fostering leadership and innovation.
Jamaicans are all beautiful people. Let Eyeglass Factory help you see this. Eyeglass Factory's agenda is affordable glasses for all Jamaicans to see well and make better decisions. This year's PEP graduates, glasses will only be $4,900 up for you, and all others will only be $6,900 up. Eye tests are free. Call 846-5558 or 817-4863. Eyeglass Factory. Come to the source.
Every year, you may be throwing away millions on car insurance.
When it comes to saving on car insurance, why get a quote from only one insurer when you can compare 10 with MIBinsure.com? They all claim to save you money, but only MIBinsure.com shows you who actually can.
Save up to 60% or more with MIBinsure.com today. No worries, big savings.
Get on the path to financial freedom. Be your own boss with City and Guilds and Distinction College certification at Distinction College. Start full-time, part-time, and weekend classes in plumbing, air conditioning, and refrigeration, motor vehicle repairs, and electrical installation. No subjects required, no age limit, no entrance test. Register this week and get free courses at huge discounts. Licensed employment agencies will assist students with job opportunities overseas. Visit us in Kingston, Spanish Town, and Ocho Rios, or call 876-356-4167. Distinction College, the school of champions.
Boost your health with a This Is Really Great Yogurt smoothie. Just add Anchor milk, pineapples, fresh cut mangoes. This is really great yogurt and a cup of ice. Blend and enjoy a big boost from a little cup. This is really great yogurt. Cheers to your health.
Drink healthy, drink to life with high premium purified drinking water from Blake's Water Store, Ligony, Dioheny Park, Portmore, UWI Mona, or stay home. We deliver. Conditions apply.
Infrared thermometers, automatic sanitizers, and soap dispensers with smart technology. The Time by Jewelry collection is
Techno 6.
To Decision 2020. So here are our leaders, both vying for the top spot of Prime Minister of Jamaica. Now, on my right, Dr. Peter Phillips, President of the People's National Party. He has previously served as Minister of Finance, Public Service, and National Security and Transport. Now, his seat, or he is the incumbent MP for East Central St. Andrew. This would be his first general election as leader. Now, his age, he is 70 years old. On my left is Andrew Holness. He's the incumbent and leader of the Jamaica Labour Party. Now, he has served as Prime Minister and has had the portfolio of Minister of Education, Defence, Housing, Economic Growth and Job Creation. He represents or is the incumbent MP for West Central St. Andrew. Now, this will be his third general election. You remember he lost in 2011, he won in 2016. This is now his third. So who will be our next leader? Oh, by the way, Andrew Holness, he's 48. They have a 22-year difference there, the two leaders. Who will be our leader, Andrew or Peter? Jamaica will decide this in this Decision 2020.
And thank you so much, Herman. And of course, we'll continue to update you throughout the night, throughout the evening, as we get those results coming in. Earl, normally we get full results by about what time? 9?
And certainly by 9 o'clock, I think we are well set and getting reactions.
This will be no Guyana election.
No, absolutely not.
Well, you know, I mean, and this is where one can be proud of our electoral system in Jamaica, because I've been tracking and monitoring electoral systems across the Caribbean, and certainly, you know, I mean, we can be proud because by 9, 10 o'clock, we'll get a result. Yes, absolutely.
Can we go over to the Clarendon seats?
Some interesting results coming out there.
There's a clear trend that is emerging right across the country at the moment. I'll begin with Northern Clarendon. 66 of 97 boxes counted so far. Dwight Sibley's of the JLP, a newcomer to the politics, is leading veteran Horace Daly for the PNP So he has 4,100 votes. Horace Daly, 3,409. So this is a 700
lead.
gap, bearing in mind that the three divisions had some very close numbers. If we go over as well into Clarendon Southeastern, because Clarendon is giving us a window to what is happening perhaps nationally. 93 of 135 boxes in Clarendon Southeast. Purnell Charles Jr., 6,562, leading Patricia Duncan Sutherland, who is now on 4,642. And if we stay with Clarendon and pop down to Clarendon Northwest, remember we told you that North and Northwest have traditionally voted together. Philip Henriquez of the JLP has 1,871 votes to Richard Azan of the PNP, 1,483, 32 of 107 boxes counted there. The only other Clarendon seat we should check on now is North Central Clarendon. 2 hometown boys, 18 boxes of 100 counted, and Robert Morgan, 840, to Desmond Brennan's 796. So in every single Clarendon seat that we're watching, no matter how far or how early the voting is, the JLP has a clear lead in those constituencies.
Okay, and from Clarendon to St. Catherine, let's get an update on what's happening with the St. Catherine seats.
Southwest Clarendon. Southwest Clarendon, it wouldn't be in there.
It isn't.
St. Catherine Northwestern, that is Hugh Graham of the PNP, 799, that's Bobby Pickersgill's old seat. Newton Amos, 788, 26 of 118 boxes. So the turnout seems to be pretty low in that one. St. Catherine West Central, Enid Bennett's old seat. Christopherton, 2,789 to Kenyatta Brown of the PNP, 878. 57 boxes of 120. In St. Catherine Eastern, Joyce Denise Daly, 68% thus far, 1,173 votes to Dwight Peku of the JLP, 551, 28 out of 118 boxes.
Low, very low.
And in St. Catherine South Central, not unexpected, Dr. Andrew Wheatley, 4,452 to Kurt Matthews of the PNP, 1,240, 71 of 100 boxes. So that one is headed to an early decision, it seems.
Yes.
St. Catherine East Central, very interesting. Raymond Price of the PNP, 3,758 to Alonda Terrelong of the JLP, 3,282. So could Raymond Price be bucking the trend here? And St. Catherine Eastern again, Denise Daly, 1,457 to Dwight Peku, 677.
That's very low for that constituency in Eastern St. Catherine.
Yes. No surprise in St. Catherine Southwestern, Everald Warmington, 4,237 to Kurt Wall of the PNP, 2,338. And Upton Blake, the independent, he has 24 votes.
Can you go back to St. Anne Northwest?
Just before that, we have another declaration to make. TVJ at this point is declaring St. Andrew North Central.
Carl Samuda.
So Carl Samuda, we are declaring Carl Samuda as the winner of St. Andrew North Central. So Carl Samuda, we predict, will once again be taking his seat in Gordon House. I interviewed him and asked him if he was retiring. And he was like, no, he's running again. All right, serious. And so he is, running and winning, as we have declared.
I suppose he'd say, why
not? It's interesting, though. It seems that there does seem to be a trend in some of the seats that ordinarily you would not bat an eyelid to say and declare those seats to say, well, this would be a safe seat. And it begs the question, how many safe seats really exist right now. And it is interesting to see the developments here, especially in Clarendon North.
Let me interrupt you just for a moment, Clive. We are declaring St. Catherine South Central. TVJ declares St. Catherine South Central at this time for the JLP's Andrew Wheatley.
Safe seat.
Yeah, it was expected. It was heading in that direction.
Yeah. Clive, you still have constituencies that will be voting in a traditional way on either side of the political divide. And I think you have, probably about 30 or so of them that, the political parties, when they go to an election, know that they will win those constituencies.
Yes.
So you still have them, but, there is a definitely change that is taking place in terms of the electorate. And it makes some interesting academic study from here onwards, because we have been seeing a trend, a pattern from about 2002 in terms of some of these constituencies.
Is it a situation where the party that is better able to organize in this context, in other words, in a best case scenario, you may be even Steven, but in this context, there's a greater pressure on you to bring the votes out. You have a pandemic, you have bad weather in some constituencies. It seems to me that the party that's able to do that is really changing the orthodox expectations in some of these constituencies. And so you may very well have persons who would expect to win, but because of that, the organization has not stood up to the test.
We're going to be going to Kingston Central in a moment. Emily mentioned a little early on that that's an interesting one. Of course, this is a seat that Ronnie Thwaites has held for several terms and was one of those that was being put traditionally in the PNP safe seat column.
Ralph Brown and Michael Manley was there,
Well, we are...
Yeah, 48 boxes of 80 counted. Imani Duncan Price, 2,480. And Donovan Williams just slightly behind.
How is this?
No surprises in East Central. Can we go back to the St. Andrew seats?
No, stick to East Central.
Yes, what's happening here?
Jordan Mary is leading Dr. Peter Phillips in St. Andrew East Central. 1,817 to 1,875. She's leading it very slightly.
With about 50% of the way gone.
That's possible because of what might be taking place in Cassia Park.
Sure. And it's 55 up 111 boxes, but it's pretty interesting at the moment.
Yeah. And we have seen that happen in previous election until you reach Hagley Park and Maxfield.
Just before we go to the break, St. Andrews Southeastern, no, this is we had it full screen there, we lost it a moment, but this is a seat that Julian Robinson, the General Secretary of the People's National Party, he won the last time around. Now, Carrie Douglas was one of his councillors in the Trafalgar Park Division. Last year, she supported Peter Bunting in the leadership race. She resigned as chair of one of the KSAC committees after he lost. And in February this year, she defected to the JLP. She's now running against the MP she formerly worked with. Earl, a look at the numbers.
Julian Robinson is leading comfortably at the moment. 2,869 to Carrie Douglas, 1,901 for 57 of 90 boxes. So I think it is pretty set in a particular direction at the moment.
Let's go to the break. We're back with more results after this.
TVJ's Decision 2020. Brought to you by...
Get unlimited local anywhere talk, all the social and YouTube you want, plus data. Here's your new SIM, your same number. Just dial *129 *6 number sign to get your 5-day plan.
Bring your products or services directly to customers. Introducing ShopQmall.com. Business has never been easier. ShopQmall.com.
Wow, that's new BK King's Feast is good as
facts. Feast on 2 juicy original chicken sandwiches or 2 flame grilled Whopper Junior sandwiches.
2 sandwiches? Already
Buzzy, not true. I get a small fries and small soda with that.
For how much?
Only 8 bills. Shake things up by mixing and matching your sandwiches too.
Really? You can do that?
Feast like kings with Burger King's King's Feast.
Right now, only at Burger King. Taste rules your way.
What Jamaica needs now is you. From the small crafters to the largest stores across the island. Bring your products or services directly to customers. Introducing shopqmall.com, your rent-free online retail space that takes care of all your business needs. Just register at shopqmall.com/seller. Upload your product information and that's it. QBot will take care of the pickup, the delivery, and your payment. Business has never been easier. shopqmall.com.
Get Sagicor School Companion Health Plan for your child today. The time by Sagicor Life is
7:20.
Not getting what you want from your current provider? No unlimited talk and text to any network? Unlimited YouTube? Get unlimited local anywhere talk, all the social and YouTube you want, plus data. Here's your new SIM, your same number. Just dial *129*6 to get your 5-day plan.
You were looking at me, I was looking at you. We didn't say much, but well, both
Call
of
me.
us knew.
Money is more than just money. It's opportunity. And that's what Burrito brings to the table. Now more than ever, we're here to honor our heroes. Farmers, teachers, nurses, and other civil servants, you stand as you always do on the front lines, and Burrito's got your back. Burrito pays, literally. And with our special pricing, you can afford it. So seize this opportunity and let's build wealth together.
Thank you so much for staying with us. TVJ continues live coverage of Decision 2020 election night here in Jamaica. And many of the results we have been sharing so far, we are seeing a definite movement towards the Jamaica Labour Party in many of those seats. We've declared some, haven't declared all, but even in the seats that are regarded as traditional safe PNP seats, we are seeing what might be said to be unusually high numbers for the Jamaica Labour Party. Candidates, we continue to track those. Let's go to, if we could bring up St. Andrew West Rural. Now, this was one of those interesting seats. Juliet Cuthbert Flynn of the Jamaica Labour Party. Now, she had won by over 2,000 votes in 2016, so it wasn't a constituency that would normally be regarded as particularly vulnerable. But the PNP put in a strong candidate in Crystal Tomlinson, who seemed to have been doing a lot of groundwork, and there was a lot of what would you say? A lot of excitement around her. Right. Yes, but we're looking here.
Well, Juliet Cuthbert Flynn, the incumbent, she has 64% of the votes counted thus far. 7,642 to Crystal Tomlinson of the PNP, 4,363.
Okay,
so
we're going to declare this seat for Juliet Cuthbert Flynn of the Jamaica Labour Party. TVJ is declaring St. Andrew West Rural for Juliet Cuthbert Flynn of the Jamaica Labour Party. So she has beat off what some regarded as a very strong contender and a strong opponent in Crystal Tomlinson.
Yeah.
The other rural seat in St. Andrew East Rural, also contested by a Juliet from the Jamaica Labour Party, Juliet Holness. Just before that, though, we do have the Prime Minister's seat on screen, Earl.
Well, with, let me see, Patrick Roberts of the JLP at the moment has 1,163.
Patrick Roberts of the PNP.
Of the PNP currently has, no wonder I said of the JLP, because he's leading 1,163 to the Prime Minister, Andrew Holness, 1,028. That is 22 of 103 boxes. And I'm sure this is dependent on the particular division that the votes are coming from.
You know, probably it's Mulline's division that is coming in there.
Yes, so I mentioned, in fact, I was speaking about East Rural, which Juliet Holness, the Prime Minister's wife, is running in, and Joan Gordon Webley is her opponent of the People's National Party. Now, this she had won by under 1,000 last time, but she seems at this point at least to be comfortably ahead, Earl.
Comfortably ahead, 5,388 to Joan Gordon Webley, 3,909. So Juliet Holness has 58% of the votes counted thus far.
Yeah, she had won by 669, so she's comfortably ahead of her own margin at the moment.
And there is Carl Samuda again, 1,697 to 577 for O'Neill Lynch of the PNP. I'm anxious to see what's happening between the two Natalies in St. Catherine North Central.
I must tell you, I remember Natalie Campbell, Emily,
yes,
Hurricane Natalie.
I beg your pardon, just to let our viewers know, Delroy Chuck's seat on screen there.
1,901, 72% of the votes to 701 for David Toller of the PNP. And St. Catherine North Central, you have Natalie Nita, 2,862, and Natalie Campbell Rodriguez, 2,248. And so Natalie Nita is holding her own at the moment, 51 of 104 boxes. She has 55.8% of the votes counted. St. Catherine Northeastern, Kenesia Morrison, 3,689 to Oswest Senior Smith, 1,967. Another person who has traveled from one constituency to another and seems to be headed for defeat again here. And this is a very interesting one. 16 of 90 boxes, early days yet, but Raymond Price is leading the incumbent. Raymond Price has 3,578 to Alonda Terrelong, 3,287.
Raymond Price, another late entry into the constituency after the PNP's Winston Delahaye.
Indeed. It's a fairly new constituency, not much of a history.
Right. Yeah, and again, it all depends on where the boxes are coming from.
I'm so sorry to interrupt you, Floyd, but because we have the results coming in, and this is another seat everybody has been watching, Earl Western Hanover.
Yes, the JLP's Tamika Davis continues to lead and seems to be headed for an upset over Ian Hales. She has 3,498 to Hales of the PNP, 3,109. That's 74 of 111 boxes counted thus far. And in Manchester Central, Peter Bunting continues to trail. 70 of 128 boxes, and Rhoda Crawford of the JLP now has 4,490 votes to Peter Bunting, 3,408. So she has 56.7 of the votes thus far. 17 of 128 boxes.
I'm not going to let you not mention the 23 votes for Ron Chung.
For the record.
And it keeps increasing.
And it keeps increasing.
And
Manchester Southern here.
And an upset seems to be on the cards for Manchester Southern as well, because Robert Chin of the JLP now has 5,338 to Michael Stewart's 4,073, 81 of 114 boxes counted.
I think it is, you can do the Northwestern numbers.
Yeah, Manchester Northwestern, this is another one, 41 boxes of 100, but it's Damian Young of the Jamaica Labour Party, 2,316, to Michael Phillips of the PNP, 2,007. So he has a 54% of the boxes counted, of the votes counted thus far. The Damian Young of the JLP holding his own against the incumbent. And Audley Shaw remains manayard. He is 5,023 against Donald Jackson's 2,087 in Northeast Manchester, 76 of 106 boxes.
Leading there by about 3,000 votes already.
Yes. But again, Northwest Manchester, if it were to go the way of the JLP, that would be another significant break.
Hold on one moment. Another declaration. The TVJ is now declaring Manchester Northeastern. TVJ declares Manchester Northeastern for Audley Shaw. Audley Shaw, we are predicting, will be returning to Gordon House. Manayard.
Yeah. I wanted to say, Portland Eastern.
Well, Anne-Marie Vaz, who won it in a by-election not so long ago, she's holding her own, 5,540 to the Reverend Purcell Jackson, 4,488.
And she had won it in the by-election by 361 votes.
Yes.
But of course, that was a big upset as the seat had been regarded as safe for PNP. So the big issue now was, would she be able to hold it in a general?
Yes, and this is a big swing. I think there's a swing nationally, perhaps in the margin of about 10% that I'm picking up from these numbers. And it would appear that we're looking at close to some landslide in the seat count. When we look at, well, Portland Eastern, you see the numbers there, but if we go back to like North Trelawney, if we can bring up North Trelawney, a seat we're watching, the boxes are almost done counted, and Tova Hamilton of the JLP has 5,614, to Victor Wright of the PNP 4,783. That's over 1,000 votes, or just under 900 votes she's leading by with 103 out of 135 boxes.
Yes.
There's a huge swing.
That is a big swing.
There's a swing that is taking place all across the country, it would seem. When I look in St. Elizabeth Northeast as well, which is a PNP bastion, 74 boxes of 120 counted. Delroy Slowly of the JLP is leading Basilwaite, 4,716 to 3,388.
Let me just give our viewers a picture. Our reporter at the electoral office is saying that the JLP is now leading in 49 seats, the PNP leading in 14.
Yes.
So the JLP now leading in 49 seats, the PNP leading in 14 seats.
Yeah, and that's the kind of swing I'm picking up even without us having tracked those numbers, and it's crucial to do that, bearing in mind as well that I think across the country, the PNP would have about a little over 14 safe seats. So they're holding some of their safe seats, and even at the moment, they're trailing in some.
But I think for context, the last time the PNP would have lost St. Elizabeth Northeastern, I believe, was in that wipeout of 1980.
Yeah.
So that's highly indicative of what's happening today.
Yes. And that is Sydney Pagan's seat and Roger Clark's.
Here is St. Elizabeth Southwestern, the weather vane.
The weather vane. Well, the weather vane is continuing to be a weather vane because Floyd Green of the PNP, he has 2,685 to Ewan Stevenson, 1,594, and that's 30 boxes of 105. And in Southeast St. Elizabeth, Franklin Witter has reasserted his lead there. He is 4,132 to 3,083 for Dwayne Spencer, 50 of 104 boxes. Westmoreland Central, Dwayne Vaz is slightly ahead, 1,916 to 1,610 for Wright. And so that's 39 of 167 boxes. So he has 54.1% of the votes counted thus far.
And Mr. Foote has 4 votes, sir. Let me let you go ahead. I'm going to be sharing, because we're also getting a little bit ahead from our report at EOJ, who has Kingston Central. But Earl, share this one with us.
Westmoreland Eastern, another turn up for the books if it continues that way. The JLP's Daniel Lawrence has 4,203. Luther Buchanan of the PNP, 4,177, 106 of 117 boxes. Not many boxes to go. It's still close. And Westmoreland Western, Wickham McNeil is trailing badly. Moreland Wilson of the JLP, 3,050 to Wickham McNeil's 2,175.
And 71 of 121.
Well, Imani Duncan Price in Kingston Central seems to have reasserted herself or her position in that constituency. 3,594 to Donovan Williams' 2,514. She has 58% of the votes counted thus far, 70 boxes.
Let me update that, though, because our report at EOJ has an updated number saying that Kingston Central is at 88%, that the JLP candidate is leading 3740 to the PNP's 3665. So just thought it important.
Yes, important to get
That's
that
very
clarification
important.
in.
Yes,
Can you, because of the, can you go back to Southeast St. Anne because of some of the reports that we had earlier?
Southeast?
Yes, Saint Lisa Hannah. I'm
Southeast St.
curious.
Anne, the
Yes.
Lisa Hannah seat,
Yes.
which when we looked at it a little bit earlier, looked pretty close. And wow, I'm seeing some very close numbers here. Let's see if we can bring it up, Earl.
Well, Lisa Hannah continues to lead slightly by 2%, 4,485 to Delroy Grandstan's 4,306. And that's 100 of 126 boxes.
And on that note, let's go to another break here. Decision 2020 returns after the break.
TVJ's Decision 2020, brought to you by
Get unlimited local anywhere talk, all the social and YouTube you want, plus data. Here's your new SIM, your same number. Just dial *129 *6 number sign to get your 5-day plan.
Bring your products or services directly to customers. Introducing shopqmall.com. Business has never been easier. Shopqmall.com.
Stop it now.
Reggie, ball time, come now. So come and a call.
Still tuned down.
Reggie, you miss a nice ball game. Yeah, man. Yeah, babe.
Really?
Just dial *129 *6 number sign to get your plan.
Hope I didn't wake you.
No. Been up long time, man. Run 5 miles.
As for the NVQJ on your next hire, it's proof positive that the candidate is competent and up to the job.
The time by heart is
7:36.
Every year, you may be throwing away millions on car insurance.
When it comes to saving on car insurance, why get a quote from only one insurer when you can compare 10 with MIBinsure.com? They all claim to save you money, but only MIBinsure.com shows you who actually can.
Save up to 60% or more with MIBinsure.com today. No worries, big savings.
2020 high school graduates across Jamaica, be a part of the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information's groundbreaking sixth form pathway program at the University of the Commonwealth Caribbean UCC and benefit from free tuition for 2 years for most programs. Through this sixth form program, high school graduates can transition to grade 12 to earn an associate degree or other vocational certifications after grade 13 through the UCC. Then if you wish, seamlessly complete your UCC bachelor's degree in just 2 more years. Visit ucc.edu.jm for details. Call us at 876-906-3000. UCC, fostering leadership and innovation.
When you need a bleach to make your scene clean, get Chlorado Bleach. For the ultimate white and the ultimate clean, Chlorado Clean is always seen.
The ultimate clean is a Chlorado Clean.
Ray and Never, Fury Culture, yo! New beginning, we winning, so share our spirit where you're living, yeah. Share it! I make we all a one par, you don't know we come from far. From far, anytime we rep, Fury Country. Rear rum, it have to come with we. No matter with the bad vibes. Poor rear rum, a celebration time. A Fury Culture. Make we show ya Jamaican culture. Ray and Nephew overproof, from we just a do it Fury Culture.
Have you ever heard of Quisk? If you have, then you would know it's the only bank account with no customer charges. You would also know that you can pay all your bills from home with Quisk. Now more than ever, you need Quisk so you can safely use your money without carrying cash. And if you haven't heard about Quisk, now you have. Ask your bank for Quisk. Yes, it's that Quisk. And easy.
So much for staying with us. Decision 2020 continues right here on TVJ, and we are going to begin with a seat declaration. TVJ is going to be declaring now St. Andrew Northeast. TVJ declares St. Andrew Northeast. And that is Delroy Chuck's seat. That one, no surprise.
4,276 to David Tuller's 1,593. Delroy Chuck retains that. The PNP on the one that I think Carleen Curlew Robertson
And
won it
93.
during the time in the 90s when you had the NDM factor for the PNP.
That was 93 when she first won it.
Let's get, this is where we are in terms of the national count. At this point, the JLP has 7 seats, the PNP has 2 seats. Our report at the Electoral Office says that the JLP is currently leading, however, in 49 seats, the PNP leading in 14. So, of course, we still have some results to come in, but this is confirmed. JLP right now at 7 seats, PNP at 2 seats, but the EOJ reporting that the JLP is now leading in 49 seats, the PNP leading in 14. And we're talking about Westmoreland. That Westmoreland, this is a seat that for many years had been regarded as a PNP bastion. I remember you would have a local government election and every division would be won by the People's National Party. You'd have an entire parish council comprised of PNP councillors. Let's take a look at what's happening over in St. Andrew West. So let's pull up St. Andrew West there.
George Hilton.
So we can see what is happening. Earl.
St. Andrew West, Anthony Hilton of the PNP, $1,911. Dorland Francis of the JLP, $1,698. 46 boxes of 130. So Mr. Hilton has 53% of the votes. St. Andrew Northwestern, Dr. Nigel Clark, the incumbent, 3,765. Rohan Banks of the PNP, 1,444. That's 64 of 108 boxes, so we know where that one is headed. And St. Mary Southeastern, one of the interesting ones. Norman Dunn of the Jamaica Labour Party, the incumbent via a by-election, 3,170. Shane Alexis of the PNP, 2,339, and that's 53 of 107 boxes. St. Mary Central, Maurice Guy, the incumbent from the PNP, 4,273 to Lennon Richards of the JLP, 3,853, 77 of 101 boxes. And Robert Bobby Montague of the JLP in St. Mary Western, 7,222 to Jason Stanford of the PNP, 4,167.
So what we're seeing here is that even in the seats that the PNP are leading in, and that would have expected to win comfortably, we're seeing a much tighter contest.
So it confirms the national trend.
The national, so there's a significant national.
And Rhoda Crawford continues to lead Peter Bunting in Manchester Central, 5,583 to Bunting, 4,579, 90 of 128 boxes, and Rohan Strong, 33.
Over 1,000.
Now, here's an interesting thing, because Dr. Peter Phillips had said he'd step down if the PNP loses. But some of the people who might have aspired to take his place might be on target to lose their own seats, and therefore...
Yes, it would still be the right thing for them to quickly settle the matter of a successor.
Here's Manchester Southern, Earl.
Manchester Southern, the 89 of 114 boxes, and Robert Chin continues to lead 5,697 to Michael Stewart. And in Manchester North West, Michael Phillips has slightly regained the lead, 2,867 to 2,838 for Damian Young.
He's in a fight for that seat.
He definitely is in.
No, for Michael.
Trelawney Northern, Tova Hamilton continues to lead there, 7,092 to Victor Wright, 5,963, and it's almost over because that's 125 of 135 boxes.
Yeah.
And what is the margin?
Over 1,000, almost.
Well, no surprise, Trelawney Southern, Marisa Dalrymple Philibert, 1,967 to Richard Sharp, 1% he's independent, and Lloyd Gillings of the PNP, I'm not seeing anything there.
Okay, I think they need to sort that out.
Yes.
Yeah, I was going to just come back to the swing. I think based on where we are at the moment, it is now a matter of what is the margin of victory that the JLP will have, in my view, in this election. You look at some cues from traditional PNP seat like Southeast St. Anne, never ever won by the JLP except in 1980 and 1983, I believe. And Lisa Hanna, high-profile candidate for the People's National Party, 111 boxes counted of 126. And she's just slightly ahead of Delroy Granston. She's on 4,626. He's on 4,494. Absolute tightening of the race, and you can see the shift that is taking place there. She got thousands and thousands of votes in the last election.
Won by over almost 4,000 votes the last time.
Right.
Yes.
And she's just, you know, if we look as well back in North Clarendon.
Hold on a moment, Emily. We have Hanover Eastern on screen. Earl?
Well, this is interesting. Wavell Hines of the PNP, 1,896 to Dave Brown of the JLP, 1,872, 34 of 95 boxes. Eastern Hanover, it was expected to be close. Wavell Hines is leading slightly at the moment for the PNP. Hanover Western, this is the turn-up for the books.
Yes.
Tamika Davis of the JLP, 4,641. Ian Hales of the PNP, 4,104, 88 of 111 boxes. A little way to go still.
Yeah. Yeah, but it just indicates the level of swing that is taking place.
St. James Southern, Homer Davis, 1,906 to Dr. Walton Small, 1,279, and that's 31 of 106 boxes. St. James West Central, another interesting one. Marlene Malahoo Fort doing very well. 1,964. Dr. Andre Houghton of the PNP, 1,269, 37 of 101 boxes. St. James Central, Heroy Clark, the incumbent, 2,729 for the JLP. Andre Hilton, 1,519, the independent, or is that Ross Asta Black?
It is.
He has 9.
He has been around.
Yes. No surprise for this one, St. James Northwestern, Dr. Horace Chang, the multiple incumbent, 4,826 to George Hamilton of the PNP, 1,611. And St. James East Central, Edmund Bartlett, the incumbent, continues to do very well, 5,120 to Michael Hemmings of the PNP, 1,949. I think former Speaker Violet Nielsen was the last person to hold this for the PNP.
Correct, yes.
Yeah.
Can you go back to Westmoreland Eastern since you're in the West? Luther Buchanan.
Yes.
Okay, we're going to declare TVJ is now declaring St. James Northwest for Dr. Horace Chang of the Jamaica Labour Party. So Dr. Horace Chang of the Jamaica Labour Party, we predict returning to Gordon House as a Member of Parliament for Northwest St. James, defeating the PNP's George Hamilton.
Have you seen Westmoreland?
St. Thomas Western.
About Luther Buchanan.
Yes. Emily, I'm tired.
Go ahead. St. Thomas Western, go ahead.
5,720 for James Robertson and Marsha Francis, 3,817 for the PNP. Michelle Charles of the JLP in St. Thomas Eastern. What? This is a significant one, 4,614 to 4,270 for Fenton Ferguson.
That is massive.
Yes, massive.
When you look at the eastern end of the island, Fenton Ferguson, this is a safe PNP seat, and Fenton Ferguson is trailing by approximately 250 votes with 103 boxes counted out of 123.
A seat that used to be held by her father, Purnell Charles, for a while, 3 terms.
In its traditional sense, it's not a safe PNP seat.
Portland Eastern, Anne-Marie Vaz, she has 6,711. Purcell Jackson, 5,315 for the PNP. 105 of 127 votes. That one is pretty close to being determined. Daryl Vaz, Portland Western, 2,604. Valerie Nita Robertson, 2,171.
Well, she's certainly putting up a fight there, at least 50% of the way. Let us go to the break, and we'll be back with more results in just a moment.
TVJ's Decision 2020. Brought to you by...
Get unlimited local anywhere talk, all the social and YouTube you want, plus data. Here's your new SIM, your same number. Just dial *129 *6 to get your 5-day plan.
Bring your products or services directly to customers. Introducing shopqmall.com. Business has never been easier. Shopqmall.com.
Out the road getting rougher and things kinda tough. You me come fi tell you say this month's enough. From you a credit customer with payments up to date. You me come fi tell you say this month's enough.
Between July 1 and September 30, 450 credit customers will have 1 month's installment paid by Unicommer. Be a customer at Quartz, Quartz Ready Cash, Lucky Dollar, Ashley Home Store, Quartz Optical and Radio Shack, and you could qualify to enter to win.
Things getting rougher out the road kinda tough. You me come fi tell you say this month's enough.
That's 150 customers each month. Conditions apply.
Everyone is losing control for Yummy Cinnamon Roll.
The time by Yummy Cinnamon Roll is
7:50.
Buy more, save more at Singer during our Frigidaire appliance promotion. Shop now and get up to $5,000 cash back or free gifts when you buy Frigidaire at Singer. Buy a 16 kg washing machine, 30-inch gas or electric stove and refrigerators and get cash back or free gifts of laundry detergent, surge protectors, pump sets, and more. Keep cool with our affordable inverter air conditioners. Your dollars are stronger at Singer. 90 days for cash, 6 months no interest, or 24 months credit. Shop now. Limited time only. Conditions apply.
What Jamaica needs now is you. From the small crafters to the largest stores across the island. Bring your products or services directly to customers. Introducing shopqmall.com. Your rent-free online retail space that takes care of all your business needs. Just register at shopqmall.com/seller. Upload your product information and that's it. Qbot will take care of the pickup, the delivery, and your payment. Business has never been easier. shopqmall.com.
Money is more than just money. It's opportunity. And that's what Burrito brings to the table. Now more than ever, we're here to honor our heroes. Farmers, teachers, nurses, and other civil servants, you stand as you always do on the front lines, and Burrito's got your back. Burrito pays, literally. And with our special pricing, you can afford it. So seize this opportunity and let's build wealth together.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special public service announcement.
KFC Delivery Day! KFC Delivery is now available in Kingston and St. Andrew with 7 Crave. Now you can get your favorite KFC meals delivered right to your door. Oh, what y'all wait for? Order your KFC today at 7crave.com or download the 7 Crave mobile app.
Conditions apply.
Delivery menu options will vary. KFC.
And thank you so much for staying with us. Decision 2020, and it is a night for the record books. Let's go now to another declaration. TVJ declares St. Andrew Eastern. TVJ is now declaring St. Andrew Eastern.
Okay. For favor.
What's this?
So we're declaring St. Andrew Eastern for Fable Williams. Fable Williams will be returning to Gordon House, having defeated Venetia Phillips of the People's National Party. We're talking about Central Kingston. I want to bring our listeners up to date on that. The results I'm seeing here suggest that it is almost over, 79 out of 80 boxes, with the JLP's Donovan Williams at 4,590. To Imani Duncan's price, 4,070.
Wow.
Yes.
I heard that wow, Floyd, all across the room.
Yes, that is.
Tell me how significant this is.
That is a big blow. That is a big blow because, I mean, it's going to be difficult with 1 box to go to...
Sorry, it's now 80 on the screen. So
it's
sorry.
gone. It's gone, Floyd.
It's
Okay,
gone.
so-
It's gone.
so-
The EOJ has declared it 4,623 to Donovan Williams and Imani Duncan price 4,147. So that's about over 450 she's lost by in Central Kingston.
There is something else about it, though. You know, that's another important brick in that southern Kingston, southern St. Andrew belt that the JLP has been able to install now. The PNP has East Kingston and Port Royal. They now have Central Kingston, Western Kingston, and then you have the PNP with South St. Andrew and Southwestern St. Andrew and Western St. Andrew. But you see the JLP making inroads there, and that is a constituency in which a significant development is slated to take place in terms of government circle and new housing in that area.
Development.
Okay, let's just say, well, we have East Kingston and Port Royal on the screen there. Philip Paulwell leading comfortably at this point. But since we had mentioned St. Andrew East Central a little bit earlier, where Jodianne Mary had been leading, Peter Phillips has managed to win the seat. He has polled 4,963 to Jodianne Mary's 3,881. All boxes counted.
Could this postpone or could this change Dr. Phillips's timetable for his departure from the leadership of the PNP, or does it hasten it?
But why should it? One would say that in a leader-centric country, might it not be argued, and Dr. Phillips said in response to Janello earlier today, that he would step down if the PNP lost.
And the only thing I would say, stay on long enough.
1 second, Earl, 1 second. TVJ now declares St. Andrew East Central. TVJ declares officially, all right? I did it, but we're doing it officially. So we're declaring St. Andrew East Central of the PNP's Peter Phillips.
Right. My point is stay on long enough to properly organize a succession and hand off, because there will be lots of bruised egos and bruised, all kinds of hurting going on.
Well,
but the sooner he does it, better, because what's going to happen?
He has indicated that he is going to step down if the PNP should lose. But it can't be an instant action. I mean, measures has to be put in place to facilitate the transition.
I think the fact of the matter is that what we're witnessing now means that even if you were to hold on for that in an interim period, it's going to be bitter. It's going to be very, very difficult. Of course. Because they're going to lay everything at his feet. And it means, therefore, that the PNP has a lot to do in terms of organizing to move ahead and to sort out their leadership. And I would not want to be in his shoes at any at all.
Can we pop over to Westmoreland Western? Because the people who are a senior vice president of the People's National Party, Wickham McNeil, has held the seat forever. Westmoreland is PNP country. Dr. Wickham McNeil is trailing a man whose name I didn't even internalize before this election. Moreland Wilson, 4,909 votes, Western Westmoreland. Wickham McNeil is on 3,778, trailing by over 1,100 votes with 94 boxes of 121 counted. And we were thinking perhaps some movement would be taking place in central Westmoreland, where Dwayne Vaz is going up there against George Wright. There is some movement, but the movement is right across Jamaica. So in central Westmoreland, 73 boxes counted. George Wright of the JLP, 3,499. Dwayne Vaz of the PNP, 3,220. It's now a matter of the length of the margin of victory for the Jamaica Labour Party for this parliament. And the last time we had a count, they were leading in 49 seats to 14. That may have gone up with the loss of Central Kingston by Imani Duncan Price.
I think Luther Buchanan might just hold on to Westmoreland Eastern. I think there's only one box left, and he has 4,750 to Daniel Lawrence of the JLP, 4,667.
Yes. Dwayne Vaz continues to trail at this point. 34.99 to the JLP's George Wright. Vaz is at 32.20, 73 boxes of 167.
It looks as if Don Anderson's polls were really correct in terms of the lead, the national lead for the JLP, because this is exactly what it is translating in seat count-wise across the island. Yeah, for Eastern Westmoreland, as I said, was held by P.J. Pattison. There's no way you take that seat with only 120 votes or so.
So that has been declared now?
Just one box to go, Floyd.
One box to go.
In 1980, he lost it to Euphemia Stevens.
Unknown.
And that was a famous one.
Yes.
This one will be famous as well.
Well, no, Luther Buchanan seems to be just about holding on to it.
Okay. Dion, if we can go back to the Clarendon
'Cause I didn't see
seats,
it.
because this will give us a further window into the national swing. North Clarendon, Horace Daly, the incumbent, 83 of 97 boxes. Northern Clarendon, Dwight Sibley's is leading of the JLP with 5,104. Horace Daly, 4,511.
It's about 500 and something votes.
Yeah, about that.
With how many boxes?
83 of 97.
So you have 14 boxes
14
left.
boxes.
Yes.
Yes.
Northwest.
Northwest Clarendon, 81 boxes of 107. Richard Azan has pulled ahead slightly of Philip Henriquez. He's on 4,601. And Philip Henriquez of the JLP on 4,387. 81 of 107 counted in Northwest Clarendon.
You have anything from Southeast Clarendon and Central Clarendon?
Southeast Clarendon at the moment, 123 of 135
Oh,
boxes.
Southwest rather. Sorry about that. Southwest, because you had declared Southeast before.
No, we haven't declared
it
Southeast.
wasn't declared.
Oh, okay.
But
So it is
Cornell
looking
Charles
at
is leading.
damage limitation now. So Clarendon Southwestern.
What do you have there, Earl, for Southwest?
Let me see, going back up to it if I can find it quickly. Clarendon Southwestern. You have Cousins of the PNP, 4,050, and Kent Gammon of the JLP, 2,392, 59 of 96 boxes. So the PNP, it seems, will hold on to Clarendon Southwestern.
North Central Clarendon. Cornell Charles's old seat, 68 boxes of 100 counted. Robert Morgan of the JLP, 3,547. And he's leading Desmond Brennan, who is now on 2,208. So he's leading by 1,300 votes with over half of the boxes counted so far in North Central Clarendon. And in Southeast Clarendon, Pernell Charles Jr. is holding there by over 2,500 votes.
Let's go over to Manchester and take a look at what's happening there. We have Manchester Central on screen. Earl.
It's still on.
Rhoda Crawford, 6,141 to Peter Bunting, 5,183, and that's 98 of 128 boxes. And Dion, Mr. Chung has 35. So 54.1% of the votes have gone to Rhoda Crawford thus far. Peter Bunting, 45.6% of the votes. He's in trouble.
And how many boxes?
98 of 128. So you have what?
30?
30 boxes left.
30 boxes. So he has to pray and hope that those boxes aren't
Belfield.
Are from Belfield.
There's Trelawney North.
Trelawney North is gone.
Yes.
That's it.
Dover Hamilton, 8,400. That's a final.
Yes.
She has won it.
Wow.
Wow, that's
Okay,
another.
so we're declaring Trelawney North for Tova Hamilton of the Jamaica Labour Party. She has defeated the incumbent Victor Wright of the People's National Party.
And again, the last time the JLP won Trelawney North, I believe, was 1980.
80.
That was Keith
Russell.
Keith Russell.
Yes. And if we look back over Hanover, because I'm interested in the Hanover, Trelawney, Westmoreland swing, Tamika Davis of the JLP is leading 5,022 to Ian Hales' 4,420, 95 of 111 boxes counted.
It's 500 and something.
She's leading by about 500 and something votes there.
So you said how many boxes?
95 out of 111.
16 boxes.
11 boxes to go. 16 boxes to go, rather. Thank you, Floyd.
Hanover Eastern is also
It's
very
actually,
interesting.
no, hold on. I'm getting some information that's an updated number. That's 98 boxes now.
For Hanover West. Hanover West.
Okay, so that's 98 of 111, in fact, where the JLP is Davis at 5,022 to Ian Hales 4,420.
That's about 600 lead.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, Hanover Eastern, Dave Brown of the JLP is pulling ahead slightly of Wavell Hines of the PNP, 2,487 to 2,258, but it's still a little bit early, 44 of 95 boxes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we're back in Clarendon, Earl.
Yes, and again, southwestern Clarendon, the PNP is holding this one. Cousins of the PNP, 4,251. Gammon of the JLP, 2,537, 64 of 96 boxes. What's happening in my parish? Okay, St. Mary, St. Elizabeth Southeastern. Norman Dunn, 4,454. Shane Alexis of the PNP, 3,312. St. Mary Central, Dr. Guy for the PNP seems to be holding on, 5,153 to Lennon Richards of the JLP, 4,713. That's a 4-point lead. Bobby Montague of the JLP doing very well in St. Mary Western, 7,805 to Stanford of the PNP, 4,688, and that's 113 of 140 boxes. St. Elizabeth Northwestern, J.C. Hutchinson, 4,312 to Ryan Keating of the PNP, 2,037. J.C. Hutchinson doing very well there.
Okay, so we're declaring that seat for J.C. Hutchinson. TVJ is declaring for J.C. Hutchinson. St. Elizabeth Northwest goes back into the JLP column.
Can you go back to St. Thomas Eastern? We hadn't been to St. Thomas in a bit.
We want to finish St. Elizabeth and then we'll look at what's happening on the other end of the island.
St. Elizabeth Northeastern, Delroy Slowly of the JLP, 6,202. Basil Waite of the PNP, 4,985. That's 100 of 120 boxes. And Basil Waite is in trouble.
That is a shocker.
St. Elizabeth Southwestern. In fact, in a sense, St. Elizabeth Southwest is doing better for the PNP than St. Elizabeth Northeastern. The Floyd Green of the JLP, the incumbent, 6,231. And Ewan Stevenson of the PNP, 5,146, 75 of 105 boxes. And in St. Elizabeth Southeastern, where the PNP was pinning some hope, Franklin Witter, the incumbent, 5,595. Dwayne Spencer of the PNP, 4,221. The swing is going against the PNP.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, so can we go back to St. Thomas now? Those seats being eagerly watched. For St. Thomas Eastern, we'll bring that up in just a moment, listeners. But Michelle Charles still leading Fenton Ferguson here. 53-37 to 47-74, 108 boxes out of 123.
That is interesting.
The general might be hanging up his stars.
Yes, and there
St. Thomas Western,
over 100.
James Robertson, 6,090. Marsha Francis of the PNP, 4,015. Again, a last-minute change did not help the PNP here. Well, certainly not to take them to victory. That's 102 of 152, 106 of 152 boxes.
Let's go over to St. Thomas and find out what's happening with Raymond Price and Alonda Terrelong in East Central St. Catherine.
So Terrelong has overturned the lead that Price had. Terrelong now has 4,665 to Price, 3,569, and that's 71 of 90 boxes. So it is looking promising for Terrelong at this point.
It seems as if the Gregory Park boxes are coming
Came in. And in St. Catherine North Eastern, 102 boxes of 107. And the JLP's Morrison, Kerencia Morrison, 5,607 to 3,160 for Oswest Senior Smith. The JLP has certainly significantly increased its vote count or certainly its percentage in that constituency.
Yeah, because I was looking at that constituency in terms of the numbers, and any party that receives over 5,500 votes has always won it over the past 3 election cycles.
All right, we're going to be declaring St. Catherine Northeastern. TVJ now declares St. Catherine Northeastern. So we're projecting Corencia Morrison winning this for the Jamaica Labour Party over the PNP's Oswest Senior Smith. This was one of those seats the PNP had targeted, given its very small margin in the last election. This was the 161 majority, as I recall.
That was Phyllis Mitchell.
Leslie Campbell last held this.
I wonder what's happening to St. Catherine.
Okay, hold on a
Southeast.
moment. Hold on a moment, Earl, Newton Amos.
Yes, this is a turn-up for the books. 82 of 118 boxes thus far. Newton Amos, 3,440 to 2,992 for Hugh Graham of the PNP, and the independent candidate having 14 votes.
2,972.
What's that?
2,972.
2,972. St. Catherine Southeastern, another interesting one. Robert Miller of the JLP, 1,661 to Colin Fagan's 1,221. That's 32 of 122 boxes. Early days yet for that one. But Robert Miller is leading the incumbent.
And given the context, he will have more from the national trend. That's clear.
Fitz Jackson in St. Catherine Southern, one of the stronger PNP incumbents, 6,318 to Delroy Dubney's 5,576, is it?
Yeah. But even that is showing a trend because
hold on a moment for me. TVJ is declaring St. Catherine South. TVJ declares St. Catherine South for the PNP's Fitz Jackson.
But you just look at the margin there for Fitz, because Fitz, the last time, won by over 2,000 votes.
Over 2,500.
And he's down just over 1,000 votes now.
Well, at this rate, he'll be one of the minority in the PNP side, no doubt glad for even that reduced majority. Let's go to the break. When we come back with more results here on Decision 2020. Soon come.
But
TVJ's Decision 2020. Brought to you by
Get unlimited local anywhere talk, all the social and YouTube you want, plus data. Here's your new SIM, your same number. Just dial *129 *6 $ to get your 5-day plan.
Bring your products or services directly to customers. Introducing shopqmall.com. Business has never been easier. Shopqmall.com.
Get your Western Union transfer without leaving home by visiting gkmsonline.com to register and share your banking details with your sender to receive your money directly to your bank account.
The time by Western Union is
8:12.
2020 high school graduates across Jamaica. Be a part of the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information's groundbreaking sixth form pathway program at the University of the Commonwealth Caribbean UCC and benefit from free tuition for 2 years for most programs. Through this sixth form program, high school graduates can transition to grade 12 to earn an associate degree or other vocational certifications after grade 13 through the UCC. Then if you wish, seamlessly complete your UCC bachelor's degree in just 2 more years. Visit ucc.edu.jm for details. Call us at 876-906-3000. UCC, fostering leadership and innovation.
Every year, you may be throwing away millions on car insurance.
When it comes to saving on car insurance, why get a quote from only one insurer when you can compare 10 with MIBinsure.com? They all claim to save you money, but only MIBinsure.com shows you who actually can.
Save up to 60% or more with MIBinsure.com today. No worries, big savings.
Managing your company's finances remotely is now more important than ever. With Scotia Online for Business, you can safely and quickly conduct your transactions and save on costs. Accept payments, transfer funds, including third-party and wire transfers, view balances and download statements, pay bills and credit cards, make supplier payments, manage payroll, and purchase foreign exchange. Let us handle the way your business does business. Speak with a Scotia representative today. Call 888-429-5087 or email bnsj.businessbanking@scotiabank.com.
Nothing can prepare you for the aftermath of a sudden illness. Rising above physical challenges, we can help you do it. Visit the Caring Store today and experience independent living. Our #1 priority is to provide product solutions for improving patient care, safety, and general quality of life for persons of all ages with physical limitations. Visit Independent Living today, 10 Merrick Avenue, Kingston 10, or shop BG1 Witter Village, Montego Bay.
Bank your way 24/7 right from home with Scotiabank. The time by Scotiabank is
8:14.
Thank you so much for staying with us here on Decision 2020. Now, we are going to start out with a declaration, Eastern Westmoreland. We are declaring Eastern Westmoreland. This has now been counted, all boxes counted. The JLPs, Daniel Lawrence, has won the constituency of Eastern Westmoreland by 8 votes, right. EIGHT, over the PNP's Luther Buchanan.
This is a young man that I understand was a member of the PNP-YO and also a part of the executive of Buchanan's constituency.
Yes, let's just update on the other Westmoreland seats while we're in that part of the country. Central Westmoreland at this point in time, can we bring up Central? 97 boxes of 167. The JLP's George Wright also leading in Central, 4,800 to Dwayne Vaz's 3,893. And Western Westmoreland, 105 boxes out of 121. The JLP's Moreland Wilson, 5533, leading Wickham McNeil, 4287. I think I have to go to the Westmoreland person on the panel now.
I am absolutely stunned. I am completely stunned. I've been saying from the start of the evening there are some trends developing, but this is a seismic shift that has taken place nationally. I've never been old enough to see a JLP MP in Westmoreland. We had JLP MP in the 1980s, as you know. But you don't speak of Eastern Westmoreland and speak of having a JLP MP. You don't countenance Central Westmoreland with a JLP MP. And certainly you don't countenance Western Westmoreland with a JLP MP. And what is happening now is a massive national swing. I do not know what has been happening in the People's National Party, but there is some disaffection perhaps with the body as a whole because all of their bigwigs are in serious danger of losing and their political bastions have crumbled.
TVJ now declares St. Catherine West Central. TVJ is now declaring St. Catherine West Central for the JLP's Chris Tufton. Need to update you on St. Anne's Southeast, Lisa Hanna's seat. St. Anne's Southeast right now, 119 boxes of 126. The JLP's Delroy Granson leading right now with 49.19. Lisa Hanna at 49.10. So a 9 vote difference separating the two at this point. And who can count better than me? 7 boxes left?
Right, 7 boxes left. And I'd just like to make the point that in 1980, when the PNP was almost wiped out across the nation, Seymour Foggy Mullings was able to retain that seat for the PNP with a margin of 561 votes.
It was one of 3 rural constituencies that was held, the other 2 being West Central St. Mary at the time and East St. Mary.
And that seat has been seen as rock solid, impregnable.
Yes. Can I just come in here now? Horace Daly has lost North Clarendon. 97 of 97 boxes counted. Dwight Sibley's, a newcomer to the politics, has 6,030 votes. Horace Daly has 5,300.
And it's interesting because, you know, a couple years ago you would
land we love, we dedicate them to you for the glory of God. If
982, and that is 95 of 107 boxes counted. And St. Anne Northwest, Crystal Lee, 118 of 127 boxes, 7,366. Dayton Campbell, 5,481. A sizable lead for her by about 14%.
And Peter Shand with 720
And again,
votes.
the independent candidate, Peter Shand, 726, 5.4% of the votes.
Shand factor again.
But you don't see an independent candidate getting even
to what's
1%
happening.
of the votes normally.
Yes. But can I just say a simple calculation I just did? Even if we gave Dayton Campbell
all of she would still be
Shand's vote, he would
win,
still be
yeah.
trailing Crystal Lee by about 1,000.
Yes.
So this is now part of the national swing.
And in fact, TVJ is now declaring St. Anne Northwestern for the JLP's Crystal Lee.
That constituency has demonstrated once again its propensity to have newcomers or no-name individuals axing big wigs, because you will remember Verna Parchment.
Yes.
And I think it was Arnold Bertram a couple of years ago.
If we could look back then, Dion, on Manchester Central.
Yeah,
it's part of the swing that we're
23 boxes left.
Yes, and Rohan Chung has 37.
Very expensive 37 votes.
I was saying we should do a per capita calculation.
What about
Here
Manchester
are we
South?
in St. Anne Southwest. The JLP Xavier Main at 64.79. The PNP is, and in fact we are declaring that seat. We're declaring Xavier Main the winner of that seat. TVJ declares. Okay, we'll be giving you an updated seat count soon, viewers. But as you can see, the results coming in thick and fast.
Dion, a couple of persons on Twitter have been making the 1980 comparison, and quite appropriately so, but The thing is, the circumstances of 1980 were considerably different from the circumstances of 2020.
Ideological.
So I think it makes 2020 even more significant. Of course,
I agree.
The COVID-19 is a factor, but in terms of how it influenced people, I'm just saying it is something that has overhung us during this period. I'm not saying that this has been a factor.
But I think what also needs to be looked at, St. Andrew Southeastern,
set aside.
we're declaring
and everything that happens to us,
the
gut-wrenching grief, the unexplained
circumstances, calling this one for the PNP's Julian Robinson, so the PNP's General Secretary holds on to his seat.
And let's face it, as reluctant as he might be, his name will again be called in respect of the leadership stakes for the PNP.
Yes.
When we talk about the swing to the JLP, I think it has to be borne in mind how narrowly the JLP won the 2016 election.
Yes.
Because that was by a whisker, 32-31.
Yes.
And here we've seen the country
it's
now.
decisive.
Yes. Significantly going JLP. Nothing close about what is happening tonight. Looking back at St. Thomas Eastern, 4 boxes left. Michelle Charles is at 58.49. Fenton Ferguson at 52.44.
That's done.
So about 600 votes now separating them.
Yeah.
And 4 boxes left.
Fenton Ferguson has been there since 1993. And in fact, he unseated her father, Pernell Charles Sr.
Did we declare St. Andrew Eastern?
If what?
Yes. Eastern.
Yes.
Oh,
we had declared St. Andrew Eastern for Favour Williams.
Okay. East
and
Rural?
It's Earl, in fact, you mentioned that he unseated Pernell Charles Sr.
No, we didn't.
Who is this year retiring from politics.
Having gone to a different constituency, Clarendon North Central, and had quite a successful stint there.
Yeah,
and now his son, Pernell Jr.
Some kind of symmetry.
Yes.
There.
East Rural St. Andrew at the moment, box is not done, but Juliet Holness is leading by over 2,400 votes. 106 of 132 boxes counted. She's at 7,944. Joan Gordon Webley, 5,586. So she's clearly benefiting from the national swing over there in East Rural. She doesn't seem to be able to, she probably won't get the 10,000 that she got in 2016, but the margin of the win is now about 2.5 times at the moment her 2016 margin. In West Rural, St. Andrew, we had gone back to West Rural for...
I think we had declared that.
Yes.
West Rural?
I think we need to keep looking at St. Anne Southeastern. 5 boxes are left there. I have Lisa Hanna with 5,019 and Delroy Granston with 4,961.
Yes. So that's what? 39 plus 9, that's 58 votes. Lisa is leading by in Southeast St. Anne.
Yes.
Nail biting.
I've never ever seen anything like this in
coming from over
Southeast
3,000.
St. Anne. This is Foggy Mullings' old seat,
Yes.
right, Earl?
Yes, indeed.
And Ivan Lloyd.
Yeah.
In fact, it was from the beginning, it has been PNP territory. Dr.
Yes.
Ivan Lloyd winning it in 1944.
Right.
So apart from the 1983 boycott of the election by the PNP, this is a seat that has been held continuously by one party since universal adult suffrage.
Right.
Yeah.
Southeast Clarendon, Pernell Charles Jr. seems he has taken that. 5 boxes left to go. Pernell Charles Jr. Southeast Clarendon, 9,761. To Patricia Duncan Sutherland, 6,925. 130 of 135 boxes.
And he has increased the margin.
Yeah, by hundreds.
Yeah, by well over 1,000 or so votes.
Yeah. I've not quite seen an election like this.
And he has, I know that there was a concern coming out of the by-election.
Yes.
Because there was a 18%
Yes.
voter turnout and he got about 4,000 something votes. And they have managed to rally their base and carry some others. And he's now up close to the margin by which Roddy got in 2016.
Basil Waite remains in danger of losing, if we can bring up Northeast St. Elizabeth.
St. Elizabeth.
Northeast St. Elizabeth. 101 of 120 boxes counted.
Well, he has to rally back tonight.
Well, what about Southwest St. Elizabeth and Southeast?
I think Southwest went.
Okay, I was just looking at what's happening with the PNP vice presidents.
Yeah.
So Paulwell Cephas Sate. Crawford isn't in the running. Wickham McNeil is in danger. The latest with Mikhail Phillips, Manchester Northwest, 4 boxes left here to count. Right now, he's in the lead with 52-25 over Damian Young of the JLP, 46-67.
Okay.
He's likely to hold on.
He's likely to hold on. It's one of the, well, it is the strongest PNP seat in Manchester.
No, you might say the least weak.
Manchester Central, 112 boxes. It's at the foot of the TV, 112 of 128 counted. Rhoda May Crawford, 7,111. Peter Bunting, 5,908.
That's 1,200
It has not
lead.
changed.
That's a consistent
It's a consistent
1,000.
over 1,000 lead. Yeah.
This will have a lot of implications.
Looking at Lisa Hanna's seat, I think this is the same. We had 5 boxes left.
Yeah.
Okay, we're still there.
Yeah.
I think we have to wait.
Yeah. Not many persons in the PNP with, say, leadership aspirations will come out of this being particularly strong.
Save and accept. Mark Golding.
Well,
This will have a lot of implications.
Looking at Lisa Hanna's seat, I think this is the same. We had 5 boxes left.
Yeah.
Okay, we're still there.
Eastern.
All right. Let me just bring in, Don Anderson has been watching all of this, watching all the results coming in. And Don, it's time to ask you, tell me what you're seeing. Perhaps you could unmute your mic, Don. We're not hearing you.
Right.
Project. Have tried to project that onto him. I don't know whether he'll now listen to them.
Well, it seems to have to step up. Let's see.
Yes.
Very interesting.
So, yes, still 5 boxes to go in St. Anne's South Eastern.
All right. Let me just bring in, Don Anderson has been watching all of this, watching all the results. Perhaps you could unmute your mic, Don. We're not hearing you.
Right. Thank you very much. This is a major shift. The writing was clear to assume the leadership of the party. So not only is the PNP losing this election badly, but it has major implications for the leadership going forward. We understand the current leader says he's going to be stepping down one way or another. But certainly, I don't think that this is something that he anticipated. It's a massive loss. And I think it is coming as a major surprise to a number of people within the People's National Party and without. The extent of the loss was always on the card, but the extent of the loss is something that I think will be a major surprise. And the people who are losing, it represents a significant shift from the People's National Party towards the Jamaica Labour Party nationally. It's a huge shift.
I'm being told that Lisa Hanna has won her seat by 14 votes.
I'm seeing that too. Obviously, that one is headed for a recount.
Yes.
And in
The
that
COVID factor, Don Anderson?
It's difficult to measure that. The turnout seems to be fairly good, and therefore, one cannot. There's no basis on which we can scientifically assess the extent of the COVID factor. The weather was good, so that's not something anybody can speak to. The weather was good all day, so it's difficult to assess, except to say that nationally there is total dissatisfaction with the People's National Party and what has taken place. And I think this really must be the single. You're going to break it down some more, but this is the single most important factor that one can ascribe to this massive defeat of the People's National Party. Total dissatisfaction within the party right across the board. Even those that are winning, except for one or two, are barely holding on, like Lisa Hanna, winning by less than 20 votes.
And just to say, Dion, St. Catherine East Central, Orlando Terrelong has taken that by over 2,000 votes over Raymond Price. So that is almost a 150% or some figure like that multiplied over his 2016 win.
Don Anderson, your thoughts on what we're seeing in Westmoreland?
Again, you heard that Vaz was a bit uncertain. I mean, even though he had a pretty commanding victory in the 2016 election. But to see Wickham McNeil lose and, the other candidate in that area losing as well, comes as a major, Buchanan, as a major surprise. One expected them to hold on to those seats even marginally. But it's a total collapse of the PNP's hierarchy in Westmoreland. As Emily says, she had never seen a JLP member of parliament in Westmoreland for some time. So that it is understandable that you would not expect all of Westmoreland to go to the JLP, but it has, and quite convincingly so. None is a marginal.
Don, what do you think of the voter turnout and the impact that might have had?
I haven't quite heard what the voter turnout is yet, but it looks to be pretty decent. It looks to be more than the 40 that I anticipated. I don't know if anybody has that voter turnout to date, cumulatively, nationally, but it seems to be good in several of the areas.
But that would be below what it was for 2016, if it is 40.
Oh, yeah, sure. In 2016, it was 47.7. But based on all the other factors, COVID, the fear factor, the potential for rain, which didn't materialize, one would not have expected a turnout more than 40%. But it looks as if it's pretty decent. It may be around 42% based on the numbers I'm seeing. I don't know if there's a national information, national data right now to talk to us in terms of that.
I see the count for a number of the seats stuck at about halfway. So what that means is that in a very short while we'll have a rush of final results.
Yes.
Because the St. James numbers haven't moved for a little while.
But I heard
one moment, Floyd. We are going to declare Southern Trelawney. TVJ now declares Southern Trelawney.
That's expected.
And that's Marissa Dalrymple. Philibert returning to Gordon House.
Emily? You went back to Ian here?
Yeah, I was making the point, Dion, before you made that declaration, that, I heard Don's point about a 40% turnout being pretty decent amid the COVID factor. But I still have a concern in terms of the engagement and involvement of our citizens in the democratic process. I know that we don't know the final turnout as yet, but, I think anything below 50% in a modern democratic context is very low.
Yeah, but given the special circumstances.
1 moment, let's just declare Portland Eastern. TVJ declares Portland Eastern for Anne-Marie Vaz.
increase their lead.
7,611 to
Yes.
Reverend Jackson's 5,843. A significant
So
increase in her
1,800.
margin of victory.
If we pop over back to Western Hanover, Ian Hales is on the verge of losing his seat. 108 of 111 boxes. Tamika Davis, 5,832. Ian Hales, 4,844. So he's trailing there by 900 and odd.
Okay.
With 3 boxes to go, but based on the margin of this seat, it is not likely that he will come up. And she's clearly benefiting from the seismic national shift.
Another newcomer.
Newcomer. She's from the area, I understand. She went to Rossi's. She's an attorney, I understand, and has gone back to the constituency to practice her law there. And just like Anne-Marie Vaz in Eastern Portland, she's been quietly working the seat. And once you work yourself in and the people see some potential, they will give you some support.
We haven't been doing a count of how many of the JLP's female candidates have been successful tonight thus far, but I get the impression that they are generally doing quite well.
We haven't had any unexpected seat that the JLP has lost.
No. Hanover Eastern, Wavell Hines of the PNP looks like he is trailing badly as well. 80 boxes of 95. And Dave Brown of the JLP has 4,769. Hines, 3,885.
We are now declaring Hanover Western. So we're declaring Hanover Western now for Tamika Davis of the Jamaica Labour Party.
Wow.
So
And that's 54% of the votes for her. 5,832.
So now the PNP incumbent losing his seat there.
So Central Westmoreland, Dwayne Vaz is about to lose Central Westmoreland. Wickham McNeil is about to lose Western Westmoreland. Luther Buchanan has lost Western Westmoreland.
Eastern
Westmoreland, thank you. And the Hanover seats, Dave Brown seemed to be holding on. And Hanover Western, Ian Hales is on the verge of losing it. So the entire Western belt and Trelawney North, that entire belt is all changing from orange to green.
And St. Elizabeth as well.
One moment. And in fact, TVJ is now declaring Western Westmoreland. TVJ is declaring Western Westmoreland for the Jamaica Labour Party's Marland Wilson. Wickham McNeil has lost his seat.
This is unheard of. I cannot even begin to say how absolutely shocking this is to the body politic of the country. And more than anything else, apart from the loss which the PNP is going to have to scrape itself up off the ground and do a lot of assessment, what concerns me now is the awesome responsibility that is being bestowed in the lap of the Jamaica Labour Party at a crucial time. And it can have serious implications, but we'll stay with the vote and assess the implications soon.
Here's Central Emily.
Wow. George Wright, who is the councillor for the Petersfield Division, 149 of 167 boxes counted, and he's 6,569 votes to Dwayne Vaz's 5,455. So he's leading now by 1,100 approximately, and Don Foote.
Okay, let's go to the break, and we come back with Decision 2020 in just a moment.
TVJ's Decision 2020, brought to you by...
Get unlimited local anywhere talk, all the social and YouTube you want, plus data. Here's your new SIM, your same number. Just dial *129 *6 number sign to get your 5-day plan.
Bring your products or services directly to customers. Introducing ShopQmall.com. Business has never been easier. ShopQmall.com.
Sign up for the JN Money Card. It's safe, convenient, and free. The time by JN Money is
8:43.
It's
time for some good news. Emmanuel is in the Village Plaza on Constant Spring Road. It's a brand new location with a new attitude just for you. It's new and exciting. Real clothes for real women because you deserve it. We can't wait to see you again. It's a lovely day to visit Emmanuel. Shop number 4, Village Plaza, Constant Spring Road. Telephone 876-754-9158.
Have you ever heard of Quisk? If you have, then you would know it's the only bank account with no customer charges. You would also know that you can pay all your bills from home with Quisk. Now more than ever, you need Quisk so you can safely use your money without carrying cash. And if you haven't heard about Quisk, now you have. Ask your bank for Quisk. Yes, it's that Quisk. And easy.
Build your body's defense with Tetley Super Tea Immune with lemon and ginger fortified with vitamin C to support your immune system. Also available, Tetley Super Tea Support and Tetley Super Tea Boost with added vitamins D and B6. Tetley Super Teas. Drink to your health.
Pass me a cup of the Tetley Super Tea Immune. The heat is on for summer and so are the deals. It's the Home and Things Hot Summer Specials with hot deals on all your favorite brands and new arrivals too. Mosaic, ceramic and porcelain tiles on sale. Bathroom fixtures and faucets, laminate flooring, granite countertops, windows, doors, home decor, all on sale. Yes, the deals are heating up at Home and Things, Old Hope Road and Constant Spring Road. Check out the hot summer specials now on at Home and Things.
Listen up, let me tell you this. We a go better now, everything a go crisp. When everybody combine, we a go find no more problems, leave them behind.
Zaga zaga zaga, wanna remember this liquor, but we tell our big tell the crisis. So make we look out for one another. Tell every sister and every
KFC and Jamaica, stronger together.
The wheels turn in your favor with interest rates as low as 7.55%. The time by JTA Cooperative Credit Union is
8:46.
We have it. Live. Days, weeks, months, and years. It's never too late. It's all in one spot.
Hey folks, good morning and welcome.
In food, drop in hype food on, make us see what we're
College?
Live streaming from all brands, thousands of hours of video on demand. Discover the island's best by downloading the app or typing onespotmedia.com.
One Spot. COVID-19 is still here. And so, if you have underlying medical conditions or is at increased risk of severe illnesses, a word to the wise is sufficient. Continue to practice all health and safety guidelines, or if you are 65 years and over, you might want to continue to stay inside. Your health, your responsibility.
inside, 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 inside. Where you are do? Aye. Me just a chill inside.
Out of many, one juice. This is the juice of Jamaica. True juice.
The time by True Juice is
8:47.
Win or lose as a party, we go through a process of review. And that process will start immediately. And I think as early as tomorrow, we'll be saying something far more fulsome to the media.
Were you shocked by the results, sir?
It was unexpected. Really unexpected.
How much of a factor you think this unity was a part of it?
Well, you know, we have to acknowledge that people don't support a party that they perceive to be as disunited. And that's why so much effort was put into resolving those issues. And I think we did do a good job, a credible job, in bringing back those of the comrades who did not win in September last year. To be a part of the campaign, I myself worked very closely with Comrade Buntin, and we've had an excellent period. perhaps I didn't have enough time to convince the Jamaican people that we were solidly and totally united. And it is work that we have to now do to ensure that the Jamaican people can once more put their faith and confidence in us.
Mr. Paul, you really didn't answer the question though.
Yeah.
Are you shocked by the results that you've been seeing?
Especially, sir, given the context that the PNP lost some key seats, Westmoreland, St. Thomas. Talk to us about that.
Well, let me be honest. When I leave my constituency every election evening at 6 o'clock, I go home, I turn off everything, and I wait until about 8:30 to see what is happening on my phone. So it is quite shocking. I haven't come to terms as yet with all of the decisions. And yes, you're correct. It is a shocking defeat. But we have been here before. I recall in 1980, the very first time I voted in my life, we had a similar defeat. And in less than 10 years, we were back in power.
Would you say that this is an indictment on Dr. Peter Phillips' leadership, sir?
No, listen, all of us will have to accept full responsibility. I, as campaign director, co-director, I have to take full responsibility for my own role in this campaign. So we're not going to start by pointing fingers, by issuing blame. I think there's enough for all of us to accept and to recognize that we have to come better, that there were certain aspects of our conduct that people did not like, especially the issue of unity. And we have to build back that, we have to build back the trust. And I believe in short order, especially during this critical period when we now have to summon a united effort, because that is what is required now to overcome this period, and it's going to be with us for some time. And so we really wish the government well. We wish our people well, and we are going to embrace all those initiatives to ensure that we can overcome. I just want to say something. There were a couple of good ideas that we had in our manifesto, and I really want to commend them to the government. We are prepared to discuss them. I believe that there were some serious thinking into how we could alleviate the difficulties that people face. I still believe that the proposal to deal with utilities at this time, water and electricity, are sound proposals, and I really want to commend them to the government and for us to engage in the dialogue. I think we also have to now far more and aggressively pursue the issue of crime and violence, to come to a definite position, one position as a country, so that we can stem this stir.
So you stand before us, were you crying?
No, not as yet. I'm sure it will come.
What happens this morning
Can we just have one question at a time,
he
please?
would resign should the PNP lose the election. Was that a decision made mutually between him and the rest of the party?
I am a loyalist. I was loyal to PJ, to Portia, and I'm loyal to Dr. Phillips. That's entirely a matter for Dr. Phillips, and I would not comment.
So you're stepping in a position?
Me?
Yeah.
No, that has not been in my contemplation at all. I think we have a party now to rebuild, and we have people in the party who are qualified, who are experienced, who will work to rebuild the party. And I have no doubt that we will wheel and come again.
Mr. Paul, you're the vice president of this party. Where is the president at this time?
The president of the party will be joining us tomorrow in a press conference.
Any other questions?
Anything else you'd like to add, sir?
Yes. Anything to your supporters who came out in numbers?
Well, I have to say to the people of East Kingston and Port Royal my appreciation. We did have some difficulties today. A lot of the elderly people in the Norman Gardens area, Springfield, they were afraid to come out even with our urgings, and because people regard the constituency as a relatively safe place, safe seat, the urgings did not work this time. But we want to commend all of those brave people who came out, thank them, and I will be a better member of Parliament for them.
What role do you think the manifesto played in what happened here tonight?
No, I don't think we can blame the manifesto. I thought we had a very good manifesto. Perhaps we weren't able to expound, to get it out there sufficiently. And again, these are things that we're going to have to review, and we're going to be able to give you a far more fulsome position as to the reasons for this severe loss tonight.
Mr. Paulwell, with the surprising loss of some of the major experienced candidates who we would possibly be looking to as the next leader of the PNP, Dr. Phillips said he will be stepping down from the leadership role. Looking around, you know, who do you see moving forward as the next leader of opposition, certainly with those who have won?
No, that is far too premature to even start to contemplate that. I think we have to take stock, we have to come together, and we have to make those decisions collectively. I think it's far too premature now. I think it's the Prime Minister's moment, it's the Jamaica Labour Party's moment. Let us congratulate them and let us wish them well in full and total sincerity. The country is going to need all the luck and the blessings that we can get.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much.
Thank you so much,
It was
sir.
a
Thank you,
pleasure.
sir.
No problem. Thanks, man.
REFM. Where is
Thank you so much for staying with us on Decision 2020. So it's just really an issue now of seeing what is the margin by which the Jamaica Labour Party has won. Now, what we're showing you there is the official seat count is based on the completed seats, but our report at the Electoral Office says the tally now stands at 50 for the Jamaica Labour Party and 13 for the People's National Party. So that's 50 at this point for the Jamaica Labour Party and 13 for the People's National Party. I think at this point it's easier to say which seats the PNP has won than to try to list the 50 that the JLP has won. So let me just go through them pretty quickly as I'm getting them from the Electoral Office. So the PNP has held on to East Kingston and Port Royal, St. Andrew Western, St. Andrew East Central, St. Andrew South Western, St. Andrew Southern, St. Andrew South Eastern. So I'm just listing for you here the 13 seats, that's 1-3, at this point in time that we are having won by the People's National Party. St. Mary's Central as well, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, that's 7 so far of the 13.
For the PNP.
Coming in as we speak. So St. Andrew South, St. Anne Southeast, I beg your pardon, as well is another of
I think
those
St. Catherine
seats.
North Central, as I call it, the battle of the two Natalies. Natalie Nita has held on to that as well.
Yeah, I'm just getting the updated list as we speak. All right, so realistically, Clive Mullings, what and I've seen people as well asking, why is it Philip Paulwell speaking? And shouldn't we by now be hearing from Peter Phillips? Clive?
Well, one thing for sure is that we know that Dr. Phillips has made public his concession, like that he has already called Andrew Holness to congratulate him on the victory. But what this is saying, quite frankly, is that the country has moved decisively against the PNP as it is now constituted. For the leadership of the party to get this kind of shellacking in seats that normally one would expect them to win by a canter, or at least to make a very good showing, for Westmoreland to move in the way that it has is an indictment. And I believe the important thing for them now is how we're going to come together. Leadership has to be settled, who's going to come to the fore, and also what it means for our democracy. Because if you have a weak opposition, where are the real checks and balances on the floor of the parliament, where legislation is concerned and the constitution and going forward? It is very easy for a party to withdraw and to go into a bitter time of reflection and recriminations. But also on the other side, it's also easy for a party who has won like this to be drunk on victory and therefore to move headlong into doing things which ordinarily they would not have done. So it's a situation that is very important for the future of the country as to how the leaders of the parties are going to be interacting, how those who come into the parliament are going to take the business of parliament and the welfare of the country, and at the same time to understand we are in a COVID pandemic. Serious decisions have to be made, and the economy is going to be under tremendous pressure. And in fact, if we are not able to weather this, it could also mean that the political fortunes of whoever is governing could also be at risk in the future. So I think it's a situation where we are generally surprised by the extent of this, but at the same time, they have to come together and sort out their leadership. May I give some gratuitous advice? Look at Mark Golding, for instance. He has to step up. We're going to be the leader of opposition business. All of these things have to be sorted out very, very quickly. I think Dr. Phillips has no alternative but to resign.
How quickly? As
quickly as possible, because they're going to lay this at his feet. They're going to lay this also at Bunting's feet, because persons are saying, were it not for that challenge, maybe you'd have made a better showing of it all. So Ms. Hannah is not in a particularly good position, given the fact she's won by 14 votes, and of course, you can expect a recount on that. So all the main actors, including young Crawford, are going to face serious scrutiny. To me, Mark Golding seems to be the person, like the person to go forward for the People's National Party.
Nicole, for you, what happens?
I agree with Clive's point about Mark Golding. The fact of the matter is that a country cannot benefit from a weak opposition. And so Dr. Phillips has said and indicated that he will step down, or he would step down in the event of a loss. I don't think there should be any delay with that at all, because this has been going on for some time. This isn't new. The issue of the leadership of the People's National Party is not a new one. The matter of the disunity in the party is not a new one. It ought not to continue. I think the party has to do some soul searching. And while I understand that there are wounds that will have to be dealt with, I suggest that the country nor the party, neither the country nor the party can afford to dwell on it, because the people are changing. And the fact of the matter is, we have a new generation, I think, of voters. I know that there were, I think, 89,000 new voters on the list. I don't know if many of them were young persons. But the People's National Party has to take a very cold, hard, objective look at itself, at what it is the Jamaican people are saying to the party in very clear, decisive terms, and make the right decisions moving forward. And the leadership issue has to be dealt with as quickly as possible.
Floyd, for you?
Well, first and foremost, I want to congratulate the Jamaica Labour Party on a decisive victory. And to say that the party, we have to move urgently to deal with some of the issues that the Jamaican electorate have seemed to frown upon. And Clive and Nicole have mentioned some of those issues of disunity in terms of the leadership. And also, there seemed to be a trust deficit between the party and the populace, and that is a matter that has to be corrected. How that is corrected, there has to be an infusion of new, young, and vibrant leadership because you have to have individuals who will be able to take the party probably for the next 10 or so years. We will have to look futuristically on how we position ourselves for the next couple of election cycles, and we have to do a lot of rebranding, our whole mode of communication, our whole organizational structure, how we recruit and train individuals. I tell you, Diane, I was very appalled at some of the type of canvassing that I am accustomed to from my mother, from Horace Clark, from P.J. Patterson, from Maxine Henry Wilson. It's just not there today. People don't know their voters, and people want to just stay on their veranda and do a canvass rather than interacting with the voters. What I call electoral engagement is totally absent in the constituencies. And then, members of parliament have to understand that you can't wait until an election cycle. You are going to come and go out there and press flesh with the people. The people have moved to a stage where they have information at their fingertips, and you have to be constantly in their ears.
Let me just interrupt just for a moment, just to let our viewers and listeners know. So, as I said, it's easy at this point to name the seats that the PNP has managed to hold on to, rather than to go through the 50 at this point, which is the count we currently have: 50 to the JLP, 13 to the PNP. So East Kingston and Port Royal, Philip Paulwell, St. Andrew Weston, Tony Hilton, Peter Phillips with St. Andrew East Central, Angela Brown-Burke, St. Andrew South West, Mark Golding, St. Andrew South, Julian Robinson, St. Andrew South East, Maurice Guy, St. Mary's Central, Lisa Hanna, St. Anne South East, Michael Phillips, Manchester North West, Lothan Cousins, Clarendon South West, Fitz Jackson, St. Catherine South, Natalie Nita, St. Catherine North Central, Denise Daly, St. Catherine Eastern. And if you by some chance are just joining us and you're wondering what has happened to a lot of the names you would have expected to have heard, a lot of seats were lost tonight. And this is, what's the word Emily was using? Seismic?
Seismic shift.
Seismic shift. So it's a lopsided, there are two democratic issues here. It's a lopsided parliament, which is never very good because the government gets, much less oversight. Yeah. But on the other hand, the safe seat phenomenon, where we're seeing it once again rocked. And, it really challenges the parties because now they know that you have to fight for the voters. It's not just going to be handed to you.
And the poll said it, that you cannot depend on tradition anymore. It's not about, they have voted like this all along. For me, that Don Anderson poll that indicated that younger voters who look more at issues tend towards the JLP, and older voters who vote along traditional lines tend toward the PNP was a very, very critical bit of information, because what it says is that you have to do more than depend on this is how it always has been, right? You have to now put before voters what are the issues that we're dealing with. So even, for example, looking at the manifestos, I said to myself, one of the things that I wanted to see was this is a very serious situation. There's an immediacy and urgency to the situation that I didn't see the question answered. What are we going to be doing specifically in the next 12 to 18 months that will lay a particular kind of foundation for us moving forward? But this is what people are looking to hear.
You spoke of polls there. Let me just bring back in Don Anderson, because there was a lot of questioning of the polls done.
Well, it is normal. Quite often when a particular poll result is not going in the direction of a particular party, then there's criticism. But this is something we take in stride because, as I mentioned in an article on Sunday, the persons who are most critical generally of the polls are the ones who call me the next morning and ask me if I have any more information. So, you know, we have to look at that. We don't ignore it, but it's a factor that we cater for, you know. I think in a nutshell, what this particular performance today says, it's a total rejection of the People's National Party. And therefore, it is incumbent upon them to do some very serious introspection, because obviously they have lost the attachment with the people of Jamaica to have this kind of performance. It's really a disastrous performance on the part of the People's National Party. But if I might say so, the writing has been on the wall for some time. And from 2016, when they lost that election, I believe they've gone into a nosedive to a certain extent. And I don't think we've done a poll at all in those 4 years that suggests that people believe that they are a viable opposition. And it is showing tonight that they have a lot of work to do to retain the confidence of the general public. The leadership issue is something that obviously is going to occupy their minds immediately. But I would like to suggest to them that they may want a little cooling down period. I hear Paul will talking about meeting tomorrow morning. I suspect that in that kind of environment, it will be a very hotly debated, a very probably contentious meeting. I think probably it's not the right time to do so. I think perhaps that, but it is instructive that Paul has spoke, and I hear him talking very commandingly about a meeting tomorrow, as if he has assumed the leadership of the party. But I suppose somebody has to, because we haven't quite heard from Peter so far. But this is something that they have to think about very carefully.
Okay, let's go to
very
the break.
Carefully.
We're standing by to hear from the Jamaica Labour Party headquarters. Stay tuned.
TVJ's Decision 2020, brought to you by...
Get unlimited local anywhere talk, all the social and YouTube you want, plus data. Here's your new SIM, your same number. Just dial *129 *6 number sign to get your 5-day plan.
Bring your products or services directly to customers. Introducing ShopQmall.com. Business has never been easier. ShopQmall.com.
Stop it now.
Reggie, ball time, come now. So come and a call.
Still? Soon done.
Reggie, you miss a nice ball game. Yeah, man. Yeah, babe.
Really?
Just dial *129 *6 number sign to get your plan.
Hope I didn't wake you.
No. Been up long time, man. Run 5 miles.
Wendy's new super deals. Get a junior cheeseburger combo, crispy chicken combo, wrap combo, or a 5-piece nuggets combo for only $450 each. Grab a super deal today. The time by Wendy's is...
Only Clorado gets it right.
When you need a bleach to make your scene clean, get Clorado Bleach. For the ultimate white and the ultimate clean, Clorado Clean is always seen.
The ultimate clean is a Clorado Clean.
Things are a little different these days. But when it comes to banking, you can keep doing what you normally do, right from home. Bank your way, 24/7 with Scotiabank.
Build your body's defense with Tetley Super Tea Immune with lemon and ginger fortified with vitamin C to support your immune system. Also available, Tetley Super Tea Support and Tetley Super Tea Boost with added vitamins D and B6. Tetley Super Teas. Drink to your health.
Pass me a cup of the Tetley Super Tea Immune.
It's time for some good news. Emmanuel is in the Village Plaza on Constant Spring Road. It's a brand new location with a new attitude just for you. It's new and exciting. Real clothes for real women because you deserve it. We can't wait to see you again. It's a lovely day to visit Emmanuel. Shop number 4, Village Plaza, Constant Spring Road. Telephone 876-754-9158.
Have you ever heard of Quisk? If you have, then you would know it's the only bank account with no customer charges. You would also know that you can pay all your bills from home with Quisk. Now more than ever, you need Quisk so you can safely use your money without carrying cash. And if you haven't heard about Quisk, now you have. Ask your bank for Quisk. Yes, it's that Quisk. And easy.
KFC and Jamaica, stronger together.
Bypass 2020 with Toyota Jamaica. Buy now and pay nothing until next year. The time by Toyota Jamaica is
9.
And thank you so much for staying with us, Decision 2020. And of course, if it hadn't been for COVID, then would have expected to see many, many more people outside the JLP headquarters. In fact, Kamina Johnson-Smith had told me Wednesday night that they were going entirely virtual, but we're seeing some supporters there. As I said, we are standing by to go to the JLP headquarters. I want to ask Floyd about the realities of what we're seeing here in terms of who has won for the PNP in terms of the party. But just before that, Earl, let me ask you to give us a quick government lesson, because I see people asking what are the implications here, who can be opposition leader based on who wins seats and whatever. So
right, obviously you have to be a member of the House of Representatives to be leader of the opposition. And the field is very narrow. You might have about 13.
13 at this point.
Yes, and from among those, you then would look at their relative electoral strength. And when you look at those persons, there are some who might have had leadership aspirations and they have won by a squeaker. So you then look at those who are in a much stronger position electorally. Someone like Mark Golding, for example, would be a natural
Going to interrupt you a moment, Earl. We're now going to Belmont Road, JLP headquarters. We're seeing JLP officials there getting ready. We're expecting to hear from Prime Minister Andrew Holness. We had seen Desmond McKenzie there on screen with Mr. Holness to his, what would that be, his left, right? We had seen Kamina Johnson-Smith. She, of course, was one of the main spokespersons for the party and the manifesto. And we are waiting to hear. Andrew Holness is going to take this as a significant validation of his own leadership, especially, as I said, coming from the 32-31, which he was at in 2016.
Especially coming from the defeat he suffered in 2011 as well.
And as he should, and just before he comes in, I think the listeners need to understand that this is the first time in 52 years, since 1967, that the JLP has won a consecutive second term.
Not counting the 83 snap election.
Not counting the 83, contested, yeah, in a contested.
In a contested
Since 1967. And to have won it in this way, where you have taken the entire country green, you have left the PNP with a lot to think about in terms of who will emerge from its leadership. There must be a lot going through Andrew Holness's mind. And I hope when he speaks, it's not lost on him. The trust that a lot of people have now reposed in him and the standards to which he must live because of the dwindling numbers on the opposition benches. It's an awesome responsibility, and I really hope that he appreciates that as he comes to deliver his speech to the people of Jamaica very soon.
Or let me let you pick up what you're saying about government.
Right. So you're going to find that the PNP will need to, I think, select from the elected members somebody who can command respect and can lead a robust opposition. By the way, Norman Manley did not win his seat contested in 1944. So he was out of parliament. He was president of the party, but Dr. Ivan Lloyd was the leader of opposition business during that period. I don't think that the PNP wants to go back to that kind of a scenario in 2020. I think they'll elect from amongst themselves somebody to be leader of the opposition or also president of the party, an elected member of the House.
Well, one might see this as an opportunity for the PNP, though.
Of course, absolutely.
Root and branch rebuilding.
But then the thing is, Dion, they had a moment in 2016 based on the setback. Remember, we went into the elections expecting a PNP win for 2016.
As did the PNP.
No, well, the PNP expected the win in 2016. Nobody expected the JLP win, except Ramsa Mouj, the poster from Trinidad. And they came and they won it with a national swing to get a wafer-thin one-seat majority. It was an indication to the PNP that a renaissance was needed in the party. They needed to sit in opposition and to retool. The General Secretary should have got in gear to get its machinery going, because the JLP had something going that was attracting people in numbers we had not seen before. And to my surprise, even with the challenge to the leadership, I am shocked that the PNP machinery that we have been told about, that we know about, that nearly led them to a consecutive fifth term in 2007, the machinery is completely in a wheelchair. How does a general secretary...
We're going to Desmond Mackenzie now.
Okay.
On an evening when, as a party, we salute a grateful country. At this time, I will invite Reverend Shamar Miller to come and invite the presence of the Most Almighty on this evening's proceedings.
Good evening, everyone. Let us pray. Amen. Most righteous and eternal God, you are the Most High God. Tonight, Lord Jesus, we want to thank you for this another evening. And so, Father, we pray tonight, Lord God, that you'll continue to inspire our leader in the person of our Prime Minister. God, I thank you for this victory. And so tonight, God, I pray for Jamaica. Lord Jesus Christ of Nazareth, protect us, Lord God, from all harm and danger. Lord God, remember crime and violence. Right now, in the name of Jesus, we pray, oh God, for a divine intervention throughout every community, every street, every lane, every corner of this country. Lord God, remember our youths, oh God, protect them from the rapists, the knife men, Lord God Almighty. Lord Jesus Christ, remember at this time, Lord God Almighty, even the men out there, Lord, protect them also, Jesus Christ. Father, we thank you once again. And so we look to you, who is the author and the finisher of our faith. As we continue through this pandemic, God, we serve you, a great God, a God that can heal, can deliver, and can set free. And so now, in the name of Jesus, we come against this coronavirus. Lord God Almighty, when men seems hopeless, we have the anchor in you, Christ. And so we look to you once again, who is able to do exceedingly above all things that we can ask or think. We leave everything entirely in your care tonight. Bless us once again. Take full control over tonight's proceedings. And we look to you and we give you thanks. In Jesus' mighty name. Amen. Amen.
Thank you. You may be seated, Prime Minister. Ladies and gentlemen, this is first on the evening of the outcome of a national election. It will be the first time in our modern political history that after the results have been made public, that we would be speaking to the country by virtue of this means. This is a wonderful evening, and it's the evening that we are all thankful, and we are exceedingly proud and happy this evening to be members of this great institution known as the Jamaica Labour Party. I'll now invite the campaign chairman of the Jamaica Labour Party, my colleague Babsy Grange, to come forward at this time and extend the courtesies.
Thank you so much, Desmond. Most Honorable Prime Minister, Honorable Desmond McKenzie, Honorable Kamina Johnson-Smith, Honorable Nigel Clark, Honorable Matthew Samuda, Deputy Chair of the Jamaica Labour Party, Dr. Andre Franklin, supporters who are here tonight, supporters who are watching us on television and on social media, and to the press. Good evening. Today, or tonight, I must thank the people of Jamaica for not giving the Jamaica Labour Party a dibby-dibby win that I'd asked them not to do. I wanted them to make a decisive, resounding decision. And tonight, I'm happy to say they have done so. I always had the confidence in you, the people out there, that you would do the right thing. And you have done the right thing. But we are humbled by what you have done, because what it has shown us is that you demand performance. And when one performs, you reward accordingly. And so tonight, I just want to say it was a challenging campaign, because this campaign was during a period of the COVID-19 pandemic, and so it wasn't easy. But my task as campaign chair was made far easier than it would have been was it not for the support I got from the Jamaica Labour Party campaign team. I want to really big up campaign spokespersons, Kamina Johnson-Smith and Nigel Clark. They represented the party and its work exceedingly well. When they spoke from the heart, they were honest, they were direct, and they provided Jamaica with the information that the people required in order to judge us. And thank you, Jamaicans, you marked us well. I want to especially thank Matthew Samuda, chairman of the Jamaica Labour Party Public Relations team. And to say Matthew and his team did an excellent, excellent job. I also want to thank the chairman of the party, who is not with us tonight, but who communicated effectively to our people out there on the ground. And of course, our deputy chairman, who along with Senator Tom Tavares Vinson carried their work at the Electoral Commission astutely and in detail. We were always informed, we were always kept informed, and we were always advised to remember campaign financing and how we should conduct ourselves. There are so many other persons, the staff here at Belmont Road. I really want us all to give them a big round of applause. Very dedicated, to our affiliates who have done a wonderful job. It was teamwork, and teamwork makes the dream work. And so tonight, I'm a proud member of the Jamaica Labour Party. And every Jamaican out there must be proud of what they have provided. They have indicated to the world that they have every confidence in the Jamaica Labour Party. And I must say to our General Secretary, Dr. Chang, who is in the West, is that I notice the West is almost green from the Grill to St. Anne. Isn't that wonderful? That's really wonderful. You know, what is so good about Jamaicans is that there's a saying, you can fool some of the people some of the time, but you can't fool them all the time. And so whatever was presented to them as the alternative, they didn't buy it. They didn't accept it because they know that the Jamaica Labour Party comes to the rescue of this country every time that the country needs solid, focused, capable hands. And so I just want to say that tonight belongs to our Prime Minister and leader of the Jamaica Labour Party, who has led us. He has led us with very firm hands, and he has set the example for us to follow. There were talk about the Prime Minister promised to give us job descriptions, but he didn't. Yes, he did. He took us through the grill. We had to say what we're going to do, and we had to deliver. And so tonight, I end by saying that we are grateful to all those Jamaicans who supported us, and that we will continue to represent all Jamaicans, regardless of their political persuasion. Prime Minister, congratulations, sir, and we love you very much.
Thank you. And now we will be joined by means of technology by our General Secretary out of St. James, Dr. Horace Chang, at this time to make his contribution.
Thank you, our Deputy Leader and Events Chairman, and Party Leader, Andrew Michael Honis, the officers of the Jamaica Labour Party, members of the campaign team, to our successful candidates and to all our candidates out there, to the army of supporters who made this victory possible, the army of party workers, PD captains, supervisors, volunteers, and many others who has given the Jamaica Labour Party this massive victory. To the all Jamaicans who have witnessed and seen the future of our country embodied in our leader, who have outlined the kind of future that we should have. I want to thank them for the support that they have given to us and for the victory they have given to the Jamaica Labour Party. We are humbled by the support because with it comes a massive responsibility at this point in time. But I have confidence that our party leader, in whom we have seen the kind of characteristics that you need to lead us in these troubled times, will be able to take us out of this stronger as we move forward. I really want to commend all our candidates that worked hard, but I want to make special mention of the army of young candidates, new candidates that was recruited under the direction of this party leader. While they were all successful, and others, in fact, came in successfully, but I think they presented a new vision of the kind of party we want for the future. Some 18-year women, I think, sent a message to the country that this leadership was looking for new ways of doing things, new ideas, and to incorporate and include all Jamaicans in what we propose to do and to build this country and really bring us into prosperity. The times are challenging, and I know that this party leader will begin work as early as tomorrow morning, as we move to give thanks to say thanks to all those who support us, and we'll encourage all our candidates to get out there and thank their constituents, thank you for the support, all the volunteers. They gave time, others gave material support, but the work begins as early as tomorrow. We have a challenging road ahead of us, but I said, I think the people of this country have seen in this party leader someone who has a vision of what Jamaica should be in this new age, in the fourth industrial revolution. And he has acquired around himself some younger team members who understand and appreciate the nature of this fourth industrial revolution and have the capacity, the commitment, and the willingness to lead Jamaica into this and to offer all Jamaicans equity in the new Jamaica, offer them opportunity and to bring true prosperity. Again, may I thank all my colleagues who work with me in the Secretariat, who worked with the leadership of the party to ensure we had a victory, even these difficult times. To the army of volunteers again, and to all who supported us, a heartfelt thank you. God bless you all. We look forward to taking on the job of really making this country safe, secure, and prosperous under the leadership of Andrew McAvoy as Prime Minister. Thank you, Jamaica.
And thank you too, Dr. Horace Chan, General Secretary of this great Jamaica Labour Party. Let's welcome now the Member of Parliament-elect and Minister of Finance of the Constituency of Northwest St. Andrew, Dr. Nigel Clark.
Leader of the Jamaica Labour Party, the Most Honourable Andrew Holness, Deputy Leader, Campaign Chair, Campaign Spokespersons, and Chairman of the PR Committee, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. The people of Jamaica have spoken today, and they have spoken emphatically. By any measure, this is a historic election and a historic election result. The Jamaican people turned out in your thousands, in your tens of thousands, in your hundreds of thousands, abiding by the health protocols, braving the afternoon rain, and have made their decisions clear. We campaigned on our record of achievements, many of them unprecedented, and the people of Jamaica have responded by giving us an increased majority. We are indeed humbled by that, and the Jamaican people can be assured that we will use this increased majority under the leadership of Prime Minister Andrew Holness to continue to deliver policy successes that improve the welfare of the Jamaican people. As we said in the campaign, this election takes place in the context of the greatest crisis that Jamaica has faced. The Jamaican people can be assured that under Prime Minister Andrew Holness's leadership, we will continue to protect lives and to protect livelihoods. And we will use the majority that you have given us to work together to lead Jamaica to a quick and speedy recovery. Now, this will require unity. Today, we went to the polls and participated as JLP and PNP. Tomorrow, it's very important that we wake up as all Jamaicans. And there's no better person to lead Jamaica in the unified way that is going to be required for us to recover from this pandemic than the leader of the Jamaica Labour Party, Prime Minister Andrew Holness. With that, in all humility, we thank the Jamaican people and we commit to working together with you so that Jamaica can recover strongly from this pandemic. Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, the last time this great Jamaica Labour Party won consecutive general elections in this country was between 1962 to 19 1972. This party is an institution of